What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk a little bit about something the Colts have done. Lou Anarumo adding to his defensive staff, right? And of course, some of the guys from Gus's staff are still here, but we do have to replace a couple pieces, one of which going to be the linebackers coach. And we got one that I think we should have a lot of confidence in. Right, he obviously has some good linebackers, but a good coach can help make good players, right? And coming from the Bengals, right, you think about who they had: Jermaine Pratt, Logan Wilson, two very, very good linebackers. They have been for a long time, and he had the opportunity to coach them for the past 3 seasons. We're talking about James BETTCHER, okay? And this guy, you probably haven't heard his name. I never heard his name, right? Not a lot of people know of all the different assistant coaches throughout the NFL, but this is a guy that's actually from Indiana, like born and raised in Indiana, birthday May 27, 1978, comes from Lakeville, Indiana. And he actually he went to college at St. Francis, and then as a coach, he was a special teams coordinator and defensive line coach at St. Francis, and he did that for 2 years before going to Bowling Green as a graduate assistant in 2006. Moves on from there, and goes to North Carolina for a few seasons as a defensive assistant, graduate assistant. Then comes back to Indy for Ball State for 1 season as a special teams coach and a defensive ends coach. And then from there, spends 1 more year in college at New Hampshire as a linebackers coach and a special teams coach. So doing multiple jobs all at once is crazy. Like multiple spots where he has multiple jobs. Maybe that's just the way college works. It's all college jobs that happened at. So maybe that's just the way college works. And I don't know enough about college, but pretty impressive that he's able to juggle that much. And then, of course, first NFL job, Indianapolis Colts, comes back home 2012. So that was the first year of Andrew Luck. He was the outside linebackers coach. And then in 2013 and 14, outside linebackers coach in Arizona. And then from 2015 to 2017, he actually got a promotion in Arizona to be the defensive coordinator. And then goes to the Giants, defensive coordinator for a couple of years there. And then when, of course, things with the Giants have been bad for a while. So when that staff falls apart, he ends up taking a year off. Actually, doesn't even coach until he didn't even coach in the COVID year. You don't end up seeing him coach, but he goes back into the NFL as a senior defensive assistant in 2021 with the San Francisco 49ers, who had one of the best defenses in the league that season. And then from that point goes to Cincinnati 2022 to, of course, 2024. He was with the Cincinnati Bengals as a linebackers coach, and he's taking the same role as a linebackers coach with us. And this is one thing that the Colts need, right? And again, you think about who Cincy has had at linebacker: Jermaine Pratt, Logan Wilson. Like with who we already have at linebacker, and the defensive scheme that we're going to be running, right? Very multiple and going to be needing to do different things. I think getting a guy in with so much different experience, has had so many different great players to work with. You look at his different stops, just so many great players to work with, so many great defensive coordinators that he's had the chance to work with, and he follows Lou, something that even Zach Hicks had ended up saying that this was something that was likely. I believe I saw that was 5 days ago where he put a tweet out and said that Jake BETTCHER would most likely end up following Lou Anarumo, and he does. And bringing him in is going to be a move that I think is going to work for the defense. I think it's something that you look at the talent that we've had at linebacker, for years at this point, really under Chris Ballard's entire regime. Like we've always had the talent, but it just seems like that room has really fallen off. It's taken a step back, and so I think bringing somebody in, getting obviously a fresh look on defense, getting a fresh face in the linebacker room and a different voice, and somebody else coming in with a new perspective on, hey, these are the things you got to work on, and I think it could be really good for the linebacker room. This is another one of those moves that I'm optimistic about. Just briefly went through looking at his history, looking at kind of what he's done. Obviously, there's a reason that a guy goes from, linebackers coach to defensive coordinator, back to linebackers coach, right? He's settled in at a position that he enjoys. I assume he's looking to have some success so that he can maybe get a defensive coordinator job at some point in the near future, right? A guy getting near 50, again, all the coaching experience that he has and been in the NFL since 2012, probably looking to get back up in those ranks at some point and probably wants to continue to follow defensive coordinator and continue. He's probably trying to learn the scheme, and try to, as he goes to be a defensive coordinator, he can understand, hey, these are core principles, these are things we're doing, and then he can create his own stuff as a defensive coordinator. That's kind of just how that situation works out. So hopefully we have success, right? If anybody from our coaching staff gets plucked away, that means we're having some form of success. So hopefully that's what's coming to us again. I think this is something that we should be optimistic about for the defense. I think this is a good thing for the defense. Somebody that knows what he's meant to do in the league right now, and somebody that's driven to be successful. So exactly what you want in the building. Love to know what your thoughts are on this move down in the comments section. Of course, it is NFC and AFC championship day in the NFL. I hope you guys have an incredible day. And of course, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.